Thank you very much indeed. Hello, I'm Alexander Armstrong, and welcome to Pointless, the quiz show where obvious answers mean nothing and obscure answers mean everything. Let's meet today's players. First up, we welcome Jack and Hattie, our first pair on the show today. Jack, how do you two know each other?
We're brother and sister.
And where are you from, Hattie?
We're from Brighton.
What do you do, Jack, in Brighton?
Well, I've just finished a sports science degree at Brunel University.
Hattie?
Yeah.
What do you do?
I'm a trainee solicitor.
OK, and what do you like to get up to in your spare time, Hattie?
I sing at open mic nights from time to time.
Jack, what do you like to get up to?
Obviously, I am a sport fanatic and a Brighton Hove Albion season ticket holder. But I also, I know it sounds quite lazy, but I do love TV shows, so...
OK, so anything like that would be good for you? Sport, obviously, would be fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Hattie, anything you're hoping will come up?
Movie stars, the Oscars would be really good for me, I think.
Very good.
Yeah.
Favourite movie star?
Ryan Gosling.
Brilliant.
That's an honest but shallow
Yeah.
answer.
No, it's very good. It's a good answer. Anyway, great to have you on the show,
Thank
Jack
you
and Hattie. A
very
warm,
much.
warm welcome. And next, we welcome back Matthew and Kieran. You were on the show last time. Everyone gets 2 chances, of course, to reach the Pointless final. This is your second chance. Matthew, remind us how you know each other.
We know each other from the school days. We were good mates from then, about 10 years now.
Very good. Kieran, what happened last time?
I think we did pretty well. I was happy to get to the head-to-head.
Yeah, no, it was a pretty creditable performance.
Yeah,
I'd say,
yeah,
all
we're
in
happy
all.
with that. So,
Anyway, what would you hope would come up today? What's going to see you through to the final today?
I'm a big sci-fi geek, so that I think I'll be all right with that. So, sport, I think we're both pretty good at as well. Yeah.
Anything else you want to throw in, Matthew?
Just not politics. Just
Anything
not politics,
but politics.
Which came up last time, so...
Well, let's hope it doesn't rear its head again this time. Very best of luck, Matthew and Kieran. Great to have you back on the show. And next, we welcome Chris and Lynn. Now, how do you two know each other?
Chris is my youngest son.
And what do you do, Lynn?
Well, I'm retired.
What do you like doing with your time in retirement?
I keep extremely busy. I dance a lot. I dance 5 or 6 times a week.
Wow.
And,
What kind of dancing?
well, I love line dancing, actually.
Hang on, I was going to say, you really love line dancing. 6 times a week.
I do. No,
Whoa,
no.
those belt loops must get a real workout, doesn't
Line
it?
dancing 3 times a week. Scottish country dancing 2 or 3 times a
Okay,
week.
what's your favourite reel?
Oh, OK, Boldovan reel.
Boldovan reel, is that?
I've never heard of it, but I'm going to play along. Boldovan reel. Yes, that's the... Yes, good.
Sort of.
Chris, what do you do?
I'm a communication support worker, which means I do sign language for deaf students at secondary school.
Do you? That's fantastic. How long have you been doing that?
All about 9 years now, I suppose.
Could you cross over and do maybe sign... Because they do signed performances in theatres and things like that, don't they?
They do
And,
some performances in the theatres. I originally did want to be that guy in the corner of the telly, but now, after being on the telly, I'm not so sure.
Oh, really? Very, very best of luck to you, Chris and Lynn. Great to have you on the show. And finally, we welcome back Mark and Wendy, who were also on the show last time. Now, Mark, remind us how you know each other.
We're colleagues. We work together.
What happened last time, Mark?
Well, we went out in the first round.
You went Jeff Hoon.
We went Jeff Hoon.
You went defence.
And we should have gone Liam Britton. What can I say?
There you are. Should have gone Liam
It's
Britton.
a problem you often have in life.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Anyway, what do you hope is going to come up today, Wendy?
Anything to do with cooking.
Very good. What kind of cooking do you like?
I love... well, I like to entertain people, so I like to sort of push boundaries and try new foods, but I also quite enjoy baking cakes and treating people to cake.
Wish we'd known that for this show. We perhaps might have sent Wendy off with a list of requests.
Do you know what's happened?
Yeah.
She's totally made us a cake and she's keeping it quiet until the end. That's what's happened. You know that's happened, haven't you?
Yeah.
Thanks, Wendy. That's going to be amazing.
And Mark, what have you made us? I mean, sorry, and what do you... sorry. What are you hoping is going to come up today?
Literature, possibly, or plays, and maybe 80s and 90s TV.
Very good. Well, Mark and Wendy, very, very best of luck. It's great having you back on the show. We'll find out more about all of you throughout the show as it goes along. There's only one person left for me to introduce. Obscurity is his bread and butter, and facts are his filling. He's just one big pointless sandwich. He is my pointless friend. He's Richard.
Hiya. Hello. Hiya. It should be a good show today. Matthew and Kieran were very strong last time, weren't they? Got all the way to the head-to-head, did very well, so they'll be tough to beat. But also, we just didn't see the best of Mark and Wendy. They're one of those occasions where they're very unlucky to go out in round one, so I suspect they'll go much further. Question 1 could be carnage. It's one of those ones where as soon as you read the question out, people will just go, oh, really? But I think if you think about it, everyone will have an answer.
Best of luck. Now, all our questions on Pointless have been put to 100 people before the show. In order to get to the final round and be in with a chance of winning the jackpot, our contestants must find the obscure answers those 100 people couldn't get. So the fewer of the 100 people who knew the answer, the fewer points that they'll score. Now, what everyone's trying to do, of course, is to find a pointless answer. This is an answer that none of our 100 people gave, and each time that happens, we will add £250 to the jackpot. Nobody won the jackpot last time, so we add another £1,000 to that. So today's jackpot starts off at £3,250. Right, if everyone's ready, let's play Pointless. Now, in this first round, each of you must give me one answer, and you cannot confer with your partner. Whichever pair has the highest score at the end of the round will be eliminated, so try and make sure it's not you. OK, our first category today is chemistry. No one panicking at this stage. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many elements with no repeated letters in their names as they could. Richard.
We're looking for any element on the periodic table that has no repeated letters in its name. That is, all the letters in its name are different. That makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So no repeated letters.
Right, Jack and Hattie, you all drew lots before the show, and today you are going first. Hattie.
Yes.
An element with no repeated letters in its name.
I can think of loads of elements, but they've all got repeating letters in them. So I will go for, just checking, radon, please.
OK, radon, says Hattie. Let's see if it's right, and if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said radon. Absolutely right. Five, Hattie. There's a good answer. Great score. Radon.
Yeah, well played, Hattie. Very well played. It's the densest gas of all, radon.
Great in a bath. Oh, the end of a day.
Oh,
bath.
absolutely.
A bit of radon.
Seriously, don't take a bath in radon. That's not
really
good.
do. It's just relax in a radon bath.
Right, don't be silly, because somebody will.
Now then, Kieran.
OK, well, one of my best mates back home is actually a chemist, so he will kill me if I get this wrong. But I'm going to go for argon.
Argon, says Kieran. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said argon. Absolutely right. $16 for argon.
Yeah, another of the noble gases, argon, makes up 1% of the atmosphere.
Lynn. Nice chemical element with no repeated letters.
Short and sweet, I'll go for lead.
Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said lead. $22 for lead.
Well played, Lynn. The heaviest common metal. Obviously much less used now than it used to be.
There we are. Now then, Wendy. Wendy, a nice, obscure element with no repeated letters.
Not my strongest subject, I'm afraid, but I'm going to say cadmium.
You're going to say?
Cadmium.
Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said it. Bad luck, Wendy. I'm afraid cadmium is an incorrect answer. Scores you the maximum of 100 points. I'm sorry.
Two M's, Wendy.
Yeah.
I'm afraid. Cadmium.
Right, OK.
Bad luck.
It is an element, though. Do you sense we're not going to get this cake?
Or if we do, it's going to have quite a lot of radon in it. go. Anyway, well, we're halfway through the round. Let's take a look at the scores as they stand. Hattie and Jack, 5. Very, very strong answer. Lovely low score. Then up to 16, where we find Kieran and Matthew. Up to 22, where we find Lynn and Chris. All of you now looking extremely strong in light of, I'm afraid, 100 for Wendy and Mark. But who knows what might happen in the next pass? Very best of luck. We're going to come back down the line. Can the second players please take their places at the podium? OK, so we're looking for elements with no repeated letters in their name. Mark, you are the high scorers, I'm sorry to say, on 100 points. Might you have a pointless answer somewhere in there?
Barium.
Oh, that sounds good. Barium, is it right? How many people said it? Absolutely right. Two. The best score of the round so far, Mark, barium. If anything's going to get you out of difficulty, that deserves to. Total 102.
Yes, well played, Mark. Fingers crossed for you now. An alkaline metal, barium.
Thanks very much. Now then, Chris, the high scorers are Mark and Wendy on 102. You're on 22, so a score of 79 or less. We'll see you into the next round.
Well, I think I'll go for a short and sweet one as well with zinc.
Zinc, says Chris. Zinc. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many of our 100 said zinc. You are through to the next round. Well done. 36 with zinc. Takes your total up to 58.
Well played, Chris. Safe and sound. Did all you needed to do there.
Now then, Matthew.
I'm going to go for sodium.
Sodium, says Matthew. Sodium, there is your red line. If you get below that red line, you're through to the next round. Let's see if sodium's right, and if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said sodium. Absolutely right, and you're through. 17 for sodium. Great answer. Takes your total up to 33.
Yes, very light reactive metal. It ignites if it touches water, sodium.
Now then, we come to you, Jack and Hattie. The high scorers are Mark and Wendy on 102. You're on 5. So, Jack, if you can score 96 or less, you are through to the next round. Do you think he can do it, Hattie?
I don't know.
Jack, come on.
Cheers. Well, it's one of my weakest subjects, so I'm going to play it safe and go for hydrogen.
OK, hydrogen, says Jack. Is it right? How many people said it? Well done, you're through. 35 for hydrogen. Takes your total up to 40. Very well done. Richard.
Well played, Jack, the simplest atom of them all. It's very gutsy to go for a long word, isn't it?
Yeah.
One that's repeated. Every single person in the audience was doing what I was doing, which is going, just checking it through. Just checking it through, but
He's not a good speller either, so it was really good.
Very well played, Jack. There's a whole bunch of pointless answers. I'm sure some people at home would have got some of these, the chemists amongst you. Let's take a look at some of them. Bismuth would have been a pointless answer. Bohrium, cerium, cesium, erbium, francium, nobelium, scandium, and thorium. Very well done if you said any of those. Let's take a look at the worst answers you could have given. These are the ones that most of our 100 people said. Gold, 36. Iron, 42. And right at the top, oxygen, 45.
Where it should be.
Which is exactly,
Right at the top
where it
there.
should be.
Yeah. Thanks very much, Richard. So at the end of our first round, the losing pair with the highest score, it's Mark and Wendy again. Cadmium and Jeff Hoon. Oh. The pair of them between them have conspired on both shows you've been on. It's been great having you on the show. I'm so sorry I have to say goodbye to you so soon, but Mark and Wendy, great contestants. Thanks so much for playing. Thank you. But for the remaining 3 pairs, it's now time for round 2. And so 4 pairs become 3 pairs, but sadly at the end of this round, another pair will be leaving us. So, very interesting first round. Matthew and Kieran. Now, you made it through to the head-to-head last time. Judging on that last round, which pair do you think would be the tougher pair to beat in a head-to-head? Chris and Lynn, or Jack and Hattie?
Some great scores from all of them, to be honest, so I don't think it's too close to call, I think.
Yeah.
OK. Very, very best of luck to all 3 pairs. Our category for round 2 today is celebrations. Celebrations. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, our question concerns countries and their public holidays. Countries and their public holidays. Richard.
On each pass, we're going to give you the name of 6 national holidays and the dates on which they usually take place. We need you to tell us in which modern-day country do these celebrations uniquely occur. Please give us an incorrect answer. You'll score 100 points. 12 in all to have a go at home. Very, very best of luck. And as always, by country, we mean a sovereign state that's a member of the UN.
OK, thanks very much. So we are looking for the countries where these public holidays are celebrated. And we have got December the 23rd, Emperor's Holiday. October the 2nd, Gandhi's birthday. September the 28th, St. Wenceslas Day. March the 21st, Human Rights Day. July the 14th, Bastille Day. And October the 23rd, Chulalongkorn Day. I'll read those all one last time. December the 23rd, Emperor's Holiday. October the 2nd, Gandhi's birthday. September the 28th, St. Wenceslas Day. March the 21st, Human Rights Day. July the 14th, Bastille Day. October the 23rd, Chulalongkorn Day. There we are. 6 public holidays. You just have to find the most obscure one. Jack?
OK, well, sadly, again, I do know a few, but they haven't showed up on the board, so I'm going to have to play it safe. I'll go for Gandhi's birthday being celebrated in India.
Gandhi's birthday, India, says Jack. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people knew that answer. Gandhi's birthday, India. Whoa, Jack. 91. That was safe.
Yes, it was safe. It's also the International Day of Non-Violence, Gandhi's birthday as well. They have 17 public holidays a year in India.
How many do we have?
Got 8, I think.
8?
Yeah.
17.
7, that'd be nice,
It's
wouldn't
more
it?
like it. And bung some on a Friday, like they do in France. You have the Friday and the Monday off.
They do that every week, though, don't they, in France?
Actually, that's true, yes, they do. Yeah, that's a good point. Anyway, there we are. Matthew. Matthew.
This is tricky. So I'm just going to have a guess, and that is the Emperor's Holiday being in Thailand.
The Emperor's Holiday in Thailand. Let's see if it's right, and if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said the Emperor's Holiday was in Thailand. Bad luck, Matthew. I'm afraid that's an incorrect answer, which means you score the maximum of 100 points. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry, Matthew. If they had an Emperor's Holiday in Thailand, the King of Thailand would go mental.
Now then, Lynn. So we're looking for the countries where they celebrate these holidays.
I would guess the top one might be China or Japan. I can't even read the bottom one. So I'll
Chulalongkorn.
That's it. I'll go for the safe one. Bastille Day is France.
Oh, I don't like this safe one nonsense. This is worrying me.
I
Safe.
have got my fingers crossed.
OK, well, Chris, cross yours. Chris cross.
Yeah, that's good, yeah, very good.
OK, then. Lynn has said Bastille Day, France. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people knew that answer. It's right. 92. Wow. 92.
That's a big old
France.
score, isn't it, for Bastille Day? They have a grand military parade at the Champs-Élysées, the French on Bastille Day. Let's take a look at the rest of the answers now. The Emperor's Holiday, not in China, it is in Japan. It's in Japan, so you're not Thailand, it is Japan. St. Wenceslas Day, well, good King Wenceslas, Czech Republic, is Wenceslas Day. That would have scored you 7 points. Human Rights Day is in South Africa. That would have scored you 3 points. And Chulalongkorn Day, that's in Thailand.
Ah.
Would have scored you 10 points. He was a former king of Thailand, Chulalongkorn. He's the son of the king that Yul Brynner plays in The King and I.
Oh, really?
It's his son. He abolished slavery, did all sorts of good things in what was Siam at the time.
Thanks very much, Richard. We're halfway through the round. Let's take a look at the scores as they stand. Core, what a round that was. Well, Jack and Hattie, once again, looking very strong on 91. Then we travel up to 92, where we find Lynn and Chris, and then up to 100. Not... I mean, normally, if you get an answer wrong, you're way out ahead of the field, but actually, the others are quite reassuringly close behind you. We're going to come back down the line. Can the second players please take their places at the podium? OK, we're going to put 6 more public holidays on the board, and here they are. We have got July the 4th, Independence Day. April the 30th, Cerniginadag, Queen's Day. October the 12th, National Day, Fiesta Nacional. October the 3rd, Unity Day. August the 30th, St. Rose of Lima Day. February the 6th, Waitangi Day. I'll read those one last time, if I can. July the 4th, Independence Day. April the 30th, Koninginnedag, Queen's Day. October the 12th, National Day, Fiesta Nacional. October the 3rd, Unity Day. August the 30th, St. Rose of Lima Day. February the 6th, Waitangi Day. So there we are, 6 public holidays, and as always on Pointless, you're trying to find the one you think the fewest of our 100 people knew. Now, Chris, you're on 92, Kieran and Matthew way ahead of you on 100. If you can score 7 or less, you are through to the head-to-head.
Well, I'll be honest with you, I don't know any of them except the top one, but that's going to be too high, so I'm going to have a bit of a gamble. October 12th, National Day, Fiesta Nacional, Italy?
Italy, says Chris. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said it. There is your red line, quite low. Fiesta Nacional, is that in Italy? Oh, no, bad luck, Chris. I'm afraid that's an incorrect answer, which scores you the maximum of 100 points. Takes your total up to 192.
Blimey, we're going to need a day off after this, aren't we?
Yeah. Whoa. Yeah.
It's going awfully well.
Isn't it?
Ah.
Kieran, the high scorers are Chris and Lynn on 192. You're on 100. A score of 91 or less will see you into the head-to-head.
I'm going to go for this one. I've got no idea where it is, but the word itself looks Danish. So I'm going to go for Koninginnedag.
Oh, go on. Have another go at it.
Koninginnedag. Queen's Day.
Colonel Diggerdag, yes. Yes, let's go for Colonel Diggerdag. See if that takes place in...
Denmark.
Denmark, OK. Denmark, says Kieran, for Koninginnedag Day. No, bad luck, Kieran. I'm afraid that's an incorrect answer, which scores you the maximum of 100 points. That takes your total up to an unbeatable 200, I'm sorry to say. Good shot, though.
Yeah,
Richard.
sorry, Kieran. I'll let you know which actual country you offended with your pronunciation at the end of the pass.
OK, now then, Hattie, great news. You're through to the next round.
Luckily.
Talk us through the board.
Well, July the 4th is the USA. Queen's Day, I think maybe Sweden. National Day, Fiesta Nacional, that sounds Spanish to me, but again, it could be South American, so I will go for St. Rose of Lima Day, Peru.
Peru, says Hattie, for St. Rose of Lima. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said Peru. Absolutely right. Very well done, Hattie. There we are. First time this round. 21. 21 takes your total up to 112.
Very well played, Hattie. As you say, Lima, capital of Peru. That was the clue there. Now, Koninginnedag, it's not Denmark, it is the Netherlands. Would have scored you 16 points. If you had said Independence Day, it would have scored too many points anyway. It would have scored 97 points. It's the USA, of course. The Fiesta Nacional, Hattie, you're right again, is in Spain, but that would have scored you 48. Waitangi Day is in New Zealand. That would have scored you 26 points. And Unity Day is the best answer on the board. Would have scored you just 1 point if you'd said Germany.
Oh, of course. Very good. OK, well, thanks, Richard. At the end of round 2, the losing pair with the highest score, it's Kieran and Matthew. Oh, no. You were head-to-headers last time. Yeah. This time, your international public holiday knowledge is rubbish.
Yeah. We need to get out more.
Oh, dear. It's been great having you on the show, Kieran and Matthew. Thanks so much for playing. Great contestants. I'm sorry we say goodbye to you so soon. But for the remaining 2 pairs, things are about to get even more exciting now as we enter the head-to-head. Congratulations, Jack and Hattie, Chris and Lynn. You are now only 1 round away from the final and a chance to play for our jackpot, which currently stands at £3,250. OK, you're now going to go head-to-head, and the first pair to win 2 questions will be going through to the final and playing for that jackpot. The great news is, from here on in, you can confer. Now, Chris and Lynn, you've played very solidly throughout the show. Jack and Hattie, some great answering there from Hattie, and some quite expensive answers from you, Jack. Yeah. But you can now put your heads together, so you can pool your resources. Chris, Can you sign, Chris, can you sign this? And by country, we mean a sovereign state that's recognised by the UN.
What was the last bit?
Recognised by the UN. Hey! There we are. Thank you very much indeed. Well, very best of luck to both pairs. Let's play the head-to-head. Here comes your first question, and it concerns famous Lionels. Famous Lionels, Richard.
I can't believe we haven't done this category
No.
before, can you? We're going to show you 5 pictures now of famous people called Lionel. Can you identify the most obscure of these, please? Best of luck.
Very good. OK, let's reveal our 5 Lionels, and here they come. We have got A, B, C, D, and E. There we are, 5 Lionels. Jack and Hattie, you've played best throughout the show so far, so you get to go first.
I'm going to go with, well, we're going to go with A. It's the only one we know. It's Lionel Messi.
OK, Messi, you are saying, for A, Lionel Messi. Now then, Chris and Lynn. You can talk us through the rest of the board, if you like, and then decide which one you want to submit.
B, we're sure of.
Lionel Blair.
And D, who do you think D was?
Lionel Jeffries. But I'm not sure.
So it's safe or gamble, what do you think?
Shall we gamble?
Got him.
Gamble D at Lionel Jeffries.
D, Lionel Jeffries, say Chris and Lynn. So we have Lionel Messi for Jack and Hattie. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said Lionel Messi. Absolutely right. 27. 27 for Lionel Messi. Chris and Lynn, you've taken a bit of a punt, you think, and said Lionel Jeffries for D. Let's see, D, Lionel Jeffries. Is that right? And if it is, let's see how many people said it. It is indeed Lionel Jeffries. Now, will that beat 27? Down he goes. Oh, 30. Wow. Well, there's a turn-up for the books. Which means, Jack and Hattie, after one question, you're up 1-0.
Yes, who would have thought? That's a result for Lionel Jeffries, isn't it?
Yeah, back of the net.
Yeah, famous actor, director, plays Dick Van Dyke's father in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, despite being younger than Dick Van Dyke. Yeah, Lionel Messi. People call him Lionel, but he's actually named after Lionel Richie. So calling him Lionel, I think, is acceptable. But only 27 points. B, absolutely, is Lionel Blair. He's been on this show, was lovely. I scored 84 points. C is
Lionel
the writer...
Bart.
Lionel Bart, absolutely right, the writer of Oliver. Would have scored you 7 points. That's a very good answer. Best answer on the board is E. She's the author of We Need to Talk About Kevin.
Lionel Shriver.
Lionel Shriver, the American author. That's absolutely right. 4 points. You know that one, Hattie?
I did
Yeah.
say that, but I wasn't 100% sure.
Well, 4, you got the point anyway.
Yeah.
So it had only been showing off.
That was all Jack. That was all Jack.
OK, very well done, all Jack. You are up 1-0, which means, Chris and Lynn, you have to win this next question to stay in the game. Very best of luck. Here it comes. It concerns nursery rhyme characters. Nursery rhyme characters. Richard.
Yeah, these are the ones that some love and some hate. We're going to give you the names of 5 nursery rhyme characters, but all as anagrams. Can you work them out and pick the most obscure?
OK, now then, let's reveal our 5 nursery rhyme characters in anagram form, and here they are. We have Fleet Lifts Summit, Moody Long Runs, Jolt Thick Learner, Cocoa Brink, and Pump Duty Myth. I'll read those one last time. Fleet Lift Summit, Moody Long Runs, Jolt Thick Learner, Cocoa Brink, and Pump Duty Myth. There we are, 5 nursery rhyme characters, and obviously you're going to try and find the one you think the fewest of our 100 people could spot in 100 seconds. Chris and Lynn, it will be you to go first.
Okay.
I'll go for the top one then.
Top one, Little Miss Muffet.
Little Miss Muffet, you are saying, for Fleet Lifts Summit. Now then, Jack and Hattie.
We'll go for the last one and say Humpty Dumpty.
Humpty Dumpty, you're saying for the bottom one. Humpty Dumpty. So we have Little Miss Muffet versus Humpty Dumpty. Chris and Lynn. This is the one you have to win with. Little Miss Muffet, you are saying. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said Little Miss Muffet. Absolutely right. 14 for Little Miss Muffet. Jack and Hattie have gone for Humpty Dumpty. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said Humpty Dumpty. It's right. Is it going to beat 14? 68. I'd say that's a pretty comprehensive victory for Chris and Lynn, which means you are back in the game. After 2 questions, it's 1-1.
Yeah, very well played there. It's a very, very tough board, that. I wonder if anyone at home's got all 5 of these. Very impressive if you have. Jolt Thick Learner.
I think that's Little Jack Horner.
Little Jack Horner, absolutely right. That would have scored you 24 points, so wouldn't have beaten Little Miss Muffet. These other 2 would have beaten Little Miss Muffet. Cocoa Brink would have scored 1 point. It's Cock Robin.
Cock Robin, yes, got that. Just.
And Moody Long Runs is a pointless answer. Anyone in the audience, Moody Long Runs? Solomon Grundy.
Oh,
That's
well
exactly
done,
right.
Solomon Grundy. That's brilliant.
Pointless answer. Very well done if you got that at home. Literally one person in the whole audience got it, so very impressive.
OK, here comes our 3rd question. Whoever wins this question goes through to the final and plays for that jackpot. Very best of luck to both pairs. It concerns Northern Ireland. Richard.
Yep, we're simply going to give you 5 questions about Northern Ireland. We need you to pick the most obscure answer. Very best of luck to both teams.
OK, let's reveal our 5 clues to facts about Northern Ireland, and here they are. We have got least populated city, the only course to host the Open Golf Championship, the largest lake. The Belfast City Airport is named after this man. Who is he? And the oldest university. I'll read those all one last time. The least populated city, the only course to host the Open Golf Championship, the largest lake. Belfast City Airport is named after this man. Who is he? The oldest university. There we are, 5 clues to facts about Northern Ireland. Jack and Hattie, you go first.
Okay, we'll go for Ballybeg for the least populated city.
Ballybeg.
Yes.
Ballybeg, say Jack and Hattie. Now then, Chris and Lynn, you can talk us through the board.
No, we can't. We think the Belfast City Airport might be George Best, but we only think.
Is that the one you're going to go for?
We're going to go for that.
OK, so we have Ballybeg from Jack and Hattie, and Chris and Lynn have gone for George Best as the man after whom Belfast City Airport is named. Ballybeg, say Jack and Hattie. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said Ballybeg. No. Bad luck. I'm afraid that's an incorrect answer. So, Chris and Lynn, you merely have to be correct with this, and you are straight through to the final. George Best, is that right? How many people said it? Yep, it's right. Very well done indeed. It scores 36. But all it had to be was correct. Which means, Chris and Lynn, after 3 questions, you are through to the final 2-1. Very well done.
Oh, well played, Chris and Lynn. That was a real war of attrition. It's been a very tough show right from the start. Let's take a look at the rest of this board, though, see how people did. George Best is the largest answer on the board, so any of those other answers would have won you the point. But there's some tough ones up there. The oldest university is Queen's University, Belfast. Would have scored 11. The largest lake is Loch Ness. That would have scored you 5. The only course to host the Open Golf Championship is Royal Portrush. That would have scored 2 points. And the least populated city is a pointless answer. Ballybeg is a town in Antrim, but the least populated city in Northern Ireland, which would have added £250 to the jackpot, is Armagh. Armagh. Very well done if you said that at home.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. So at the end of our head-to-head round, Jack and Hattie, we say goodbye to you. And that was a really exciting head-to-head. Ballybeg, bad luck with that. But Armagh, we'll all remember that now. We'll look forward to seeing you again next time. But thanks so much for playing, Jack and Hattie. Great present. But for Chris and Lynn, it's now time for our pointless final. Congratulations, Chris and Lynn. You've seen off all the competition and you've won our coveted Pointless trophy. You now have a chance to win our Pointless jackpot, and at the end of today's show, the jackpot stands at £3,250. It's been a very solid and consistent performance from you throughout the show. We've been on a bit of a tour, haven't we? We've had Chemical Elements, we've had Public Holidays, we've had the Lionels, we've had Northern Ireland. What would you like to come up in the final? What would be a...
Well, films might be good if it's the right type of film or actor.
I like the
director,
right
maybe.
type.
Yeah.
Now, the rules are very simple. To win that money, all you have to do is find a pointless answer. We haven't had any pointless answers on the show today. You only have to find one now, and you will go home with that money. Firstly, you've got to choose a category. You can choose from these 5 options. They are the Oscars, Spanish pop, motorsport, UK politics, fictional characters. Spanish pop, surely.
What are you leaning towards?
I would think
Fictional characters.
fictional characters.
That's the only one I'd be...
Spanish pop, good.
half
No,
comfortable with.
fictional characters.
OK, Spanish pop. Let's... fictional characters.
Yes.
OK, let's find out what the question is. Here it comes. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many returning characters in Doctor Who as they could. Richard.
Yeah, we're looking for any species or individual named characters who appeared in the classic era of Doctor Who and also in the new era of Doctor Who that started in 2005 up to the end of 2011. Very, very best of luck.
OK, thanks very much. You now have up to 1 minute to come up with 3 answers, and all you need to win that £3,250 is for just one of those answers to be pointless. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yep.
OK, let's put 60 seconds on the clock. There they are. Your time starts now.
Well, I haven't watched Doctor Who for at least 25 years.
Really? No. Right, well, there's the obvious ones like the Daleks and the Cybermen, but they're just going to be so high.
What about some of his assistants? Did they come back, go away?
Well,
come
I
back?
don't know. I mean, I haven't really watched much of the new series. What do you remember any of the old characters? And we could just hope that they've come back in.
No.
Oh, that's not helpful.
What were those things with all the...
I don't know.
No, OK.
Sidekicks. What's sidekick? Oh, what about? Didn't he have he had a silver dog, didn't he? Robot dog? Or is that something else? K9. Or is that
Yes.
something that might be a different programme?
It might be, but it's all we've got.
Well, there's 3. I just don't watch it, so
I don't either.
I wouldn't have a clue.
No, I haven't.
10 seconons left.
I don't think we're going to come up with anything.
Should we go for those ones? Unless you want to say something like, I don't know, the reptilian men or something.
OK, your time is up. We were looking for returning characters on Doctor Who. I now need your 3 answers. What are you going to give me?
OK, well, Mum's just said Davros.
We've got Davros, yeah.
Davros.
We're not sure about K9.
K9 will try.
K9.
Might be the wrong programme. And, well, Cybermen over the Daleks, I guess, obviously.
I suppose so, Cybermen.
And Cybermen. Now, of those 3, which do you think is your best shot at a pointless answer?
None of them. Davros.
OK, Davros will pop last,
Cybermen.
and Cybermen will pop first. OK, there we are. We'll put them up on the board in that order. And here they are. We have got the Cybermen, K9, and Davros. OK, so we are looking for returning characters in Doctor Who. Cybermen was your least confident shot at a pointless answer. You only have to find one pointless answer, remember, to win that jackpot of £3,250. OK, let's see. How many people said Cybermen? Well, it's right. Let's see how far down it goes. It'll show us how much our 100 people know about Doctor Who. It's still going down into the 20s. Down to 26. There we are. Not bad. Well, unfortunately, not a pointless answer, but I think we'd have been very surprised if that had been a pointless answer. Only 2 more chances to win today's jackpot. Lynn, what would you do with £3,250?
I'd love to take my grandchildren to Euro Disney.
Very good. Now then, Chris, what would you like to do?
Let Nan take the grandchildren to Disney. Take them away for a couple of weeks, would be great.
A couple of weeks?
Oh, yeah.
OK. How old are they?
He's 8 next week, and Archie's 6.
Very good. They'll be watching right now. OK. We're looking for returning characters in Doctor Who. Let's hope nobody said your next answer, which is K9. This has to be right, it has to be pointless. if you're to win that jackpot of £3,250. You think it might be from another show, don't you? Yeah. OK, let's see. Is it right? How many people said K9? Oh, no, it's absolutely right. K9 is certainly Doctor Who. Cybermen took us down to 26. How far down is K9 going to take us? Down into single figures. Yes, down it goes. 5. Very, very well done indeed. Well remembered. This is much more like it. Still not pointless, though, so you only have one more chance to win today's jackpot. Your third and final answer was Davros. We are looking for returning characters from Doctor Who. Davros, you said this was your most confident shot at a pointless answer. It has to be pointless if you're going to win that jackpot of £3,250. Let's see, how many people said Davros? Is it right? It's absolutely right. So Cybermen took us down to 26. K9 then took us down tantalisingly close to 5. Davros down into signal figures. Down it goes! Oh, yes, you've done it! Very well done. That's brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. Fantastic. Wow. Wow. Well, congratulations. That's how you do it. Davros was a pointless answer, which means you go home with our jackpot of £3,250. Wow. Euro Disney, here we come.
Oh,
that's
yes.
fantastic.
I might tag along now.
Rich?
Congratulations, Kristen. That's terrific. I've rarely seen people look more surprised having won. That's very good. He's the creator of the Daleks, of course, Davros. Nice to see him doing some good for a change. Let's take a look at some of the other pointless answers. I know lots of people love Doctor Who, so that I've got some of these. They'll be shocked that they're pointless, but they are. The Autons, who were the life-size plastic dummies, they were the first creatures to be brought back by Russell T Davies. The Cybermats, those are the small cybernetic creatures that the Cybermen use. There's Davros. Macra is a giant crustacean race who consume humans wherever possible. The Nestine, Rassilon, who's played by Timothy Dalton in the newer incarnation, and the Silurians, who started in 1970 with John Pertwee and were back in 2010 with Matt Smith. Very well done if you said any of those at home.
Thanks very much, and thanks once again to our winning players, Chris and Lynn, who go away with today's jackpot of £3,250. Join us next time and we'll be putting more obscure knowledge to the test on Pointless. Meanwhile, it's goodbye from Richard.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.